Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So this is going to be the summary for turn 8 of the series of First Strike at the Mainland. No, Homeland. Is it Mainland? Mainland. But you know what, actually, now that I think about it, First Strike at the Homeland might actually sound better. So that's something I've got to tie with. But essentially what I'm doing here is there wasn't enough to really justify doing a full stream, as I will be doing the T8 stream tonight. So, what I do is summary. I've done a few things. I've actually organised a couple little convoys over here. So I have a convoy set to head over here towards Sapporo and to Toyohara, as we're going to get that set up over there. I did contemplate a convoy from Kushiro, but I don't know, I consider it a little bit too risky there. It just seems like it's begging for it, at least over in these areas I can keep a bit more patrol really going. I'd rather concentrate it to a degree. The ASW patrols will be set up pretty soon. I've been setting them up incrementally, but next turn or the turn after that, within this first week, is going to be doing the ASWs for the most part. So yeah, a couple changes to the convoy system out here, which is good. It's not going to be running perfect yet. It's going to take some time to get the ships where we need them to be, but that's fine. Over here in Tokyo, I've taken these assets over here, so these guys have just arrived. So that's good. So they're going to be 2 days. They were in strategic mode of unpacking them. So we're going to get them unpacked. We're going to get them loaded aboard the ships and get them moving out, which should be really nice. I'm going to be picking up the 2nd Division from over here in Sendai. That's good. I've organised more ships to go and join the 4th Division transport. And we've got the 33rd in here, so I'm going to rename that 33rd. So we've got the 33rd in there. So they're on their way to Saigon. What I'm going to be looking towards doing is actually figuring out how... I believe the focus is going to be to, firstly, bomb Singapore and keep up the bombardment of Singapore via air power just permanently. We're not far from that. Maybe a day or two, really. I do need aviation support again in here, but we're not too far out now. We'll be securing additional air bases as we go. I'm moving the 5th Airfield Construction Battalion over here as well, so I'm going to have them move out. They do come with some engineering vehicles, but engineers as well. Their job is to be essentially the clear crew. I'm going to have them move in, and so airfields like Georgetown or other airfields of decent capacity, pretty good capacity, we're going to have those engineers move in to repair them ASAP. I may even have them move to Kuantan, but I think at Kuantan I could probably manage that a little bit more, as the damage isn't too bad. Speaking of Kuantan, I'm going to take... Well, I actually reconsidered. I did consider having the BB force move through here into the Southern Sea, but I think not yet. So what I'm going to do is actually have them rerouted, and I do need to transfer some aircraft off here. I almost forgot to do that. So I'm going to have them transferred to Camran Bay, so we can have them upgraded to Jakes. So just a couple more. And then we should be able to get them upgraded to Jakes before we do set out. Okay, there we go. Send the Pete back. That's good. So yeah, the actual heavy cover force as it's known over here, so Congo and Haruna, as well as the actual DDs and CAs, they're going to go ahead and escort the Singkawang force in. As to whether they actually join them actually over here is remains to be seen. I've organised additional, there's 2 destroyers over here, there's the 2 destroyers and a light cruiser from over here to Kotoburu. I'm just going to go ahead and link up and merge with them. So I'm going to try to get a decent, effective force in here. I'm also going to have them covered by zeros, and potentially zeros from over here as well. Try and double up that coverage. If I can start bombing Singapore's airfields as well, I could try to reduce the amount of bombs they have. He did throw a lot of bombers over here. We're going to go ahead and bomb Kuantan again next turn, try and cause some damage. I'm reducing the amount of aircraft that are going to be bombing over here. We got a bit of a bloody nose. That was me not actually changing the settings. But we do have more zeros over here as well. And obviously we are significantly close to our targets. We've got these guys set up to actually patrol around here. We're going to be attacking Hong Kong again next turn. And just hoping for the best there, frankly. Try and take Hong Kong as quickly as absolutely possible, to be honest. In the Philippines, obviously moving our forces out, unloading. We've got patrols over here, so ASW, sub-chasers, PBs. We've got some APDs that are going to be picking up the SLF. We've got some cruisers and additional cruisers over here as well. So pretty heavy coverage of a landing area. Essentially trying to prevent him from actually getting in there and causing some damage, which I imagine he will be looking towards doing. Now, with him having spotted the heavy cover force over here, as we pull back, ideally that may give him a mixed idea. he may look to even respond to that, and we may take away that ability to do so. The Minikabita is moving to this position over here to cover the actual landings against Manadao and Turnat. I'm going to have APDs land over here at Siddhartha, and then what I can actually do is have them move over there to capture Jolo and actually set up aviation there at Jolo. So all hands on deck, to be honest. Submarines moving over here. We did manage to mine Osthaven with 40 mines. We're going to be patrolling these areas over here. The reason being there is the potential for an Indian force, an Indian division I think it is, to actually be sent down here to either Osthaven or to one of these ports over here. So we're going to try and prevent that, get all the submarines moving out this way, try and prevent anything from leaving the area as much as possible. These two submarines over here are going to be mining this area, mining Pamakasan. The reason being just to try and inhibit the flow out to Surabaya. But yeah, we'll be moving on to Singkawang very shortly, which is what we're doing over here. So it is detected, and that is why I'm giving it a good cover force. I want to make sure it is protected. Obviously, we do want to cover it from the air shortly as well. He's, well, they're out of range right now, but we want to cover that shortly. So additional engineers could be moving from here, and here as well. I have gone ahead and moved some Dinas over here as well. The reason being with these Dinas, I've also reduced the actual search percentage to try and get them to last longer as well. Try not to build up fatigue. I've got a few of them over here at Ngora to try and actually give his eyes on this force over here. I've set up the Zeros over here to potentially have the ability to escort as well in case there is a strike against those ships over there, so we'll see. I've sent some additional Dinas over here. Now, there's only 2 here at the moment, but obviously going to increase that number in the near future when I can actually get reserves in there to build it back up. I've still got some over here at Kamran Bay, but that is a repairing unit. So if I take a look at them. Not that. Yep, so you can see there are 8 there. They are recovering, so a few more days we'll be able to get them shipped out. But I have them in Bangkok. I do want to get aviation support over here to Chiang Mai. The aviation support is on its way to Chiang Mai as we speak, which is brilliant news. 20 miles into that 276-mile journey there, so 250 to go. But essentially, again, I'm moving out there, covering this area over here, so hopefully be able to take Hong Kong soon enough. Now, that is more or less the goings on over this way. Obviously got these guys moving out here. I've detached over here. So I've got the cacao, and 2 destroyers over here. So the cacao is going to head over this way towards Task Force 252. The reason being I want to give them cover around this area because it is a little bit dangerous being out there on their own. The other 3 heavy cruisers and destroyers are going to head towards Saipan. I want to have them link up actually with these forces over here. I did initially consider actually having them head out here, but we did have a discussion myself and Infinite last night as to how to really best make use of them. And we're going to have them head out this way. So they're going to go over that way. They've set to home port there. So they're going to be heading out this way, so they're going to head out towards Saipan. I will look towards either having them rearm at Saipan or potentially truck. I'm going to have them head towards Saipan to get away from these guys. It might be worthwhile just to continue on towards Saipan. But what we'll do then is we'll link up there with the additional DDs and the CAs, and then return to Wake to bombard it to take the island. What we're doing with the Kitabatai is we are moving the Kitabatai to this position over here. I have got the submarines. This is only a rough pattern right now, but I've shifted the submarines to cover out this area over here. A little bit random, so we can have some sort of a picket to try and pick him up where he is. But these submarines are going to be moving down this way. This is not the final pattern, but what we're going to do is essentially have the float plane subs moving up and down, and then the normal subs moving side to side. Essentially, we're going to try and create a bit of a kill zone over there. As if he does return to Pearl Harbor, at least we can try to intercept him with submarines over that way. Now, I'm also sending out a couple cargo ships this way to try and draw targets, to draw their ire. We do have the actual ships of value moving, evacuating the Marshall Islands right now. But indeed, we have the Kitabatai. What I've gone ahead and done is actually set the Zeros to 60% combat patrol. I've changed some of the altitudes, but I've kept them more or less low. But they're heading out to this position over here, which would put them about 10 hexes away from the enemy task force. So if they do actually draw in close, we will see engagement. We do have the H6K4s. These guys for the first time really, and probably not since, not after this, not for really many reasons will we do this again, but they're running 100% at extended range. I do have the G3s. We did have a good conversation on the Chrysanthemum order earlier on as to whether it was the right move to do this, but I feel it is worthwhile to have that naval surge. They're going to be running 100%, they're going to be running at maximum range as well, at 6,000 feet as well. So you can see there's 16 hexes there out, so it's just additional naval search, and who knows where he may instead end up. Also gives us coverage of Wake Island in case there's anything around this area. Yeah, so their coverage is just one hex shy there. So it gives us that coverage. But we also have a surface cover force with the Gidbatai, so the Tone, and the Jakuma. They are in a separate task force with all the float planes in these task forces are running 100% as well. So they're running as a escort force. So they're going to follow Task Force 1. They are on absolute threat tolerance and following ahead. So the reason is they're going to follow Task Force 1, and if we do see potential, I don't know, who's to say that we don't see a surface task force come in here, then that gives the ability for KB to run and for the actual surface force to engage. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. We're trying to respond to this. He doesn't know that KB is here, as far as we can work out. I've also gone ahead and increased the number of aircraft on the KB. So I've given each squadron of zeros. Yeah, so you can see we had some with 3. These were the 2 in, didn't have any reserves, so I've gone ahead and put reserves in there. So it's another 6 zeros on there, so it gives us 108 ready with about 15 reserve. So this is it. We don't know how the battle's going to go. We are probably confident in victory if it does come towards Marsh Islands. But who's to say there isn't a second carrier out here, so we want to make sure we've got as many aircraft available as possible, to be honest. In the south, we're moving through here, so we've got the there's this force over here, which has not been detected as of yet. Who knows, probably will do at some point. There is a enemy task force over here. This, I believe, is just... I think it's a enemy heavy cruiser. I may actually go ahead and set them to be intercepted here, actually. It's not a bad idea, is it, considering that they're heading directly towards me? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Might give us a chance to actually sink that. And that begins with a heavy cruiser and 2 transports, the President Coolidge and the AP Hugh. So not a bad idea, really. So we'll have a go at that. Might send the 3rd one out there as well. Just if we do get a shot at it, really. It's not a bad idea, really. I don't know whereabouts it's going to end up, so I'll head that way. Head about there. And there we go, an absolute. There we go. So we'll try and intercept over that way. Obviously got the submarines moving out this way too. So we'll work out our pattern as we go. So yeah, this AMC is pretty much doomed. He may keep his Hellcats over here at Wake. It's unknown. He's got some PPYs as well. We're not going to be attacking as we just don't have the means to do so. We don't have a huge amount of supplies, so that would hamper us severely. That and most of the unit has been beaten up. So we'll try to get off the ships what is on board. Any equipment, any supply, I don't know. We just need as much as we can get off the actual ship, because that ship is going down. She is a goner. But for the most part, subs are moving out over this way. Oh, you were... That's a good thing I picked up on you, isn't it? Otherwise that would have been a bad idea. Okay. I'll just have it set for now like that, then I guess. So I can work out the proper sea lanes there. It's not going to remain like that, it's just I'm trying to do the summary so I don't want to get bogged down. But essentially, yep, we have a few things that go. We do have our light cruiser over here, the Kashima. She's heading down there to Tulagi to go ahead and take that. I've got the Komoy over here as well. She's going to be heading down here to Tulagi to allow us to get some AV. We'll be taking these islands shortly as well, these bases around here. God willing. So we'll hope for the best there, really. Those ships I need to make use of. But essentially, things are going well. We do stand the chance of actually hitting the enemy carrier force, which I've got to assume it is a carrier force. It's more than likely the Enterprise or Lexington. So it's going to be really, very interesting. We've got to hope for the best. But I think we're looking good, so I think we'll wrap it up there. And yeah, there we go. That's a pretty quick summary, really. Pretty quick summary. Got the convoys moving. In China, I'm waiting for the troops to actually get to where they need to be, and then we can organise. In Manchuria, the actual forces are building up over here at Mukden. And then I can make use of them, really. So the Manchurian, sorry, the Kwantung army is assembling there at Mukden. We'll make use of that then. Convoys are moving out over here. We've moved our aircraft into the Philippines, so I've got the zeros there as I discussed. I've moved reconnaissance out and changed the reconnaissance targets as well of different bases too. So that's good, that's good. We won't have the bombers in China again as well, so that's good. We'll attack there as we discussed, and yeah, it's looking good, so we're going to have those guys covering there, so you can see the patrol patterns around here. Essentially, I'm trying to prevent him from actually getting in amongst our transports. We really have to be very aware of that as a potential threat. So it's all looking good. The 65th Brigade is marching. They're making good progress, so they will arrive here tomorrow, which is fantastic news. Well, presumably, what's the roads there? Yep, it is major roads, so they will arrive tomorrow, and then we can actually attack. I will probably do that as a shock attack. Yep, that will more than likely be a shock attack. We'll go ahead and do that and have a victory there, really. Now, I do have a unit over here. Let's see. Not there. Not them either. It is a reconnaissance unit. I'll have it scope out that position there, actually. Manila. San Fernando and Hong Kong. I'm going to change that from Hong Kong to that base over there. It gives an idea of what we're going up against. And it will help us, obviously, when we do attack the base. But I will go with a shock attack and then we'll continue to advance. We do have the benefit of the major roads over here, which is fantastic. So we'll head for that base over there. And then essentially we'll be moving into the base here to then link up at Clark Field. So we're going to try to get the divisions assembled, get our forces moving. I'm going to have the SLF picked up in transports and APDs and have them move down there to Legazpi. And then we'll be able to take control of that area. And then also we'll move on towards Mindanao then. I am somewhat tempted to potentially have the 2nd Division land at Mindanao. I think the 2nd Division at Mindanao would be a good idea. At least that would give us the ability to wrap Mindanao up very quickly. I could then potentially have them head towards Malaya or potentially head into the Dutch East Indies to actually give us the oomph there to go for really Java. I mean, we've got a division on the way down here to Babaldwab, so 2 divisions there would give us a good bit of clout. 2 divisions heading over here to Saigon as well to help us out in Malaya potentially, or even potentially take Palembang before that. But indeed, all ahead full really, as we go into another glorious day. So thank you very much there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, I would be greatly honoured if you consider becoming one of my patrons. And it is a really great way to help support the channel. It definitely helps. it sounds so needy, but it would appreciate it. It would be appreciated. So consider it, please. And if you guys are new, do go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And until next time, thank you for watching. See you shortly.